It is Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, and in this episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin, we're going to do some Bitcoin technical analysis, and I believe it's going to suggest that we're entering a long-term altcoin bull market. And I want a favor from you guys in this episode. I want you to let me know if I'm suffering from confirmational bias. You can see I'm very bullish. Let's go on now to this episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. I recommend you pause the video and take a moment to read through the disclaimer. This is just market observation, not actual trading advice. Before we jump into the show, I want to do a plug for Altcoin Fantasy. We are running a trading contest this week over on Altcoin Fantasy, where you could enter for free and win real prizes. I'm going to put my referral code in the link here. I'm going to try that again to put my referral code in the link. It's probably not going to work. Son of a... There's a referral link in the description down below. And you can see here that right now I am at number 5 in the contest, and I'm holding WAN chain. You can see that this is a springboard trading pattern out of a 1, 2, 3 bottom. It is potential to be a very profitable trade. And so when I zoom in on this and I see the tiny little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation on the 1 hour, and that on the 15-minute bars it was laying along the Ichimoku Cloud as it was breaking out, I thought, well, this is going to go. So I went 100% in on this coin in the contest. I would never do this in my own trading. I would put on a percentage of my trade and work it out from there. But just thought I'd put a plug in there for the Altcoin Fantasy. It's a really great setup that they have there, and I hope everybody takes a look at it. Now in today's episode, let's take a look at Bitcoin prices versus our relative strength index, our RSI. As I was zooming in on this morning and getting prepared, I was looking at the depth that this pulled back and how many times we've pulled back to this depth on the uptrend. How many times the indicator has given us this little dip back at this level. And then it's important to, as we do this video tomorrow and the next day, we'll check this again. This is going to change because the week isn't finished. This is a weekly view and this hasn't finished yet. So as the week unfolds, this continues to change until that weekly candle closes. So we'll check in on that again, but this is looking like a continuation. It looks like we are here and a continuation is about to begin. And let's continue on. Let's go and look at the next 1 week view of the on balance volume. Very strong all the way along here. We haven't dropped off. We haven't seen any kind of pullback in it to say that there's a depth of ending to the uptrend yet. So because of the significance of the on balance volume staying strong, this doesn't look like we're setting up for a reversal at this moment. And we'll zoom in on this in a second. And then we go to the 5-year view and the weekly view of the MACD indicator. The important thing that I'm watching here is these histograms coming down. They are easing off. And in the past, where have they eased off? Where have they eased off? So they did ease off before, and the lines came to almost cross over before they went up in the uptrend. And they're not easing off at all yet. So it's like we are in this phase also that the histograms have eased off, but the lines haven't crossed over yet. So I'm watching, if we get a deep pullback in that histogram, that's probably going to be just before a drop. So if this histogram pulls back as it has and then continues sideways or a little bit stronger, that's really good. But I'm really watching this histogram on the weekly for some notification because it's getting precarious. It's like it's come up a long ways, and a dip back wouldn't be unusual. So now let's go over to the Ichimoku Cloud for the 5-year, and we're looking at the weekly for this. This has just twisted positive. We are only coming up into the breaking through the clouds. That would be very positive to break through. The conversion line and the baseline are accelerating. They're getting further apart here, which shows that there's more strength coming, not an easing off of strength at this point from the weekly view. So out at this long-term weekly view, I pulled back these 4 charts and we're looking at the daily. So here's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Stellar, and they're all making bottom formations that appear to me that have much greater room to go up. At the end of this video, I'm going to bring up that world money supply and markets in one visualization, and then you'll see why I believe that this is going to go up an order of magnitude. We're going to go up huge here. It's all setting up in these massive 1, 2, 3 bottom formations that if you were to lay this sideways and take a screenshot and flip this 90 degrees and stand it up, that's where we're going. This depth of this whole bowl here flipped standing up, Litecoin is going to be hitting the $400 range, and Ethereum will be hitting the $800 range. We'll be going beyond I'm wanting, but we'll see what goes on with Stellar. It's changed. It's got an inflationary payout every Tuesday, and what's that about except that there's inflation going on, and inflation means decreased price over time. So this was less interesting to me now. I got to study more about that. Then the next charts I want to look at is the Bitcoin dominance here. Because Bitcoin dominance, this is Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to go to the 5-year view so we get that long-term perspective. And the thing that I want to focus in on here today is these series of candles here as the Bitcoin dominance was breaking down. This was something I said woke up Siri. Top formation, and on these days it wasn't clear to me why this was making a top formation and Bitcoin dominance was showing this easing off. And I wanted to zoom back to that time to figure out what are we seeing here now today. And the important thing is that I believe Bitcoin dominance is going to be falling off, and that altcoins are going to be going on a bull market at the same time, and that Bitcoin prices are going to be going up. So what I'm saying is that from here, Bitcoin prices are going to go up, but Ethereum, Stellar, Litecoin, and the rest of the alts are going to be gaining faster than Bitcoin is going up. It's going to go up, and they are going to be going up, which means that they are gaining on Bitcoin. It's my conspiracy theory, and it isn't proven until we see this Bitcoin dominance breaking down below these lines, really. This is it's got to be the top formation, otherwise I'm wrong. And I was expecting it here, and I was wrong. And the altcoins went down as Bitcoin went up through this period here. But I am believing that there is so much more money coming into these markets that these are also going to be going up. And if you haven't seen this already in the last couple videos I've been doing, I keep bringing this up, and you can search for it, all of the world's money and markets in one visualization. This is the cryptocurrencies, these few squares. Let's say that they are double what this is now, because this was done in October of 2017, I think. And so I'll quickly scroll through this. You can see how big cryptocurrencies are. The richest people in the world could buy every cryptocurrency there is. California's gross domestic product, the Fed's balance sheet, currencies of the world. This is all of gold, and Bitcoin is supposed to be more important and better than gold. So there'll be a time when Bitcoin fills up this many squares. Anyway, I'm going to go on stock market, the world's money supply, the global debt, the world's real estate. Then we get down to the big stuff, the derivatives. And the derivatives go on and on and on and on. This is the low end of the estimate. And then we go down to the high end of the estimate. And this continues to go on and on and on and on and on. And remember, Bitcoin, when we get down to the bottom, is actually probably about 2 of these squares now. And so I'm anticipating that there's going to be an entire row of these squares come over to altcoins and cryptocurrencies. Now that there are regulations and people are feeling more safe about the good ones as opposed to the bad ones, there's going to be a lot more money pouring into these markets. And should that happen, then we'll see a bull market in all of the alts as well as Bitcoin. And we'll measure that and watch for that by seeing Bitcoin dominance fading off as altcoins are making the bottom formation at their technical levels, and they are going up. We'll also see this chart. I'll go to the long-term view again. We'll also see this chart making these big bottoms, these big bottom candles, bottom formation shaping up here. This was March to July of 2017. December to January of 2018 when alts made their two biggest bull markets. Now we're at a similar position here that we were. And I do believe it's going to be much more like this, where altcoins are going up, Bitcoin is going up. Bitcoin is losing dominance overall, and altcoins are gaining because there's just more of them. They do cooler, better things. They have specialized usage. And overall, one of them can't be the leader of all. I could be wrong. So we'll watch these formations play out over time. But that about wraps it up here for today. So I want your answer. Am I looking for the bullish and there's actually bearish going on here? If there is bearish going on, then this divergence on the 4-hour time frame from this 1, 2, 3 top with a sagging shoulder is going to prove correct, and prices are going to be dropping back from here. But even still, on the weekly, it's probably not really significant, depending on how deep it goes. So if I jump into the 4-hour time frame on the on-balance volume, it's kind of agreeing where we have that divergence again, where we have some on-balance positive, but on balance it's negative over here on this side of the shoulder. So that could mean that it's going to be pulling back. And I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame now with the MACD indicator. And it had been crossing over and crossing over and crossing over and showing weakness as these are making this top formation. So this could also mean, I'm going to zoom out on this. This could mean that it's going to be coming down from here as well. So on the shorter term time frame, it's a different story than that long-term view. And for my own trading system, I trade the 1, 2, 3 formations. And in the past, I've watched these 1, 2, 3 formations set up in Bitcoin during a bull market, and I counted them as a top formation and prepared for it that way. But this isn't looking like a top formation to me. It's not feeling like a top formation. Even though some of these 4-hour indicators are giving weakness right now, I don't buy it. I think this is going to be going way, way higher from here. I think this is the building an ascending wedge triangle. And it is always difficult to trade these. They always come back to where it looks like a top formation as they are being built. So there's something I'm not put together yet for the ascending wedge triangle versus a top formation, because they look so much the same to me. I haven't got that one thing that separates the two. I'll dig and find until I find it. Anyway, that about wraps it up for today. I appreciate you guys being here, and I love making these videos so that 6 months or a year from now, I can come back to a specific day and I can say, what was I thinking about Bitcoin prices? That wraps it up for today. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys over on our Discord chat. Check out the link in the description down below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos here on YouTube, you may also enjoy my newsletter. Begin by downloading the most important trading strategy we teach. And then, once a week, I send out an inspiring email about making your money work for you by micro-trading cryptocurrencies. You can sign up for that over at digitalcurrencytraders.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.